Welcome to a story of transformation, patience, and quiet creativity. A journey that begins not in a polished workshop but on a forest floor, where a fallen branch rests after a storm, overlooked by most yet full of hidden potential. And as someone who has spent over 30 years shaping wood into meaningful art and building a business from humble beginnings, I want to invite you into this moment with me. Because from fallen branch to living room beauty is not just a project title. It is a philosophy of seeing value where others see waste, of believing that beauty is not manufactured but revealed through care, intention, and time. And for every beginner watching today, this is your reminder that you do not need expensive machines or perfect materials to start creating something extraordinary. When I first pick up a fallen branch, I don't rush to cut it or shape it. I hold it, turn it slowly in my hands, study its curves, its knots, the scars left by weather and time. Because every mark tells a story and every irregularity suggests a design waiting to be discovered. And this moment of observation is where true craftsmanship begins, long before any tool touches wood. Over decades, I have learned that beginners often think creativity comes from adding more tools, more detail, more complexity. But in reality, it comes from listening to the material itself, letting the natural form guide your vision, and trusting that simplicity, when done with care, has a power that polished perfection can never replace. As you clean the branch, gently brushing away dirt and loose bark, you begin a quiet dialogue with the material, and even this simple act becomes meditative, grounding you in the present moment while also preparing the surface for transformation. And it is here that many of my most successful designs have been born, not from sketches on paper, but from intuitive responses to what the wood already wanted to become. When you begin shaping, whether with a hand saw, a chisel, or even sandpaper alone, you are not forcing the wood into submission but collaborating with it, respecting its grain, adjusting your pressure, and allowing curves to emerge organically. And this slow, attentive approach not only reduces mistakes, but builds a deep emotional connection to the piece, something customers can feel when they hold the finished work in their hands. Over the years, I have turned countless branches into side tables, lamp bases, wall sculptures, coat racks, and decorative stands. And every single one has found a home because people are drawn to authenticity, to objects that feel alive, imperfect, and grounded in nature. And this is a powerful lesson for anyone dreaming of turning woodcraft into a business. Because market appeal is not about chasing trends. It is about offering something honest, something with a soul. Beginners often worry about whether their work is good enough to sell. But what I have learned through decades of markets, online shops, and custom commissions is that buyers are not looking for factory-level symmetry. They are looking for character, for warmth, for a story they can tell their guests when someone asks where that beautiful piece came from. And when you can say it was once a fallen branch, rescued from the forest floor and shaped by hand into something useful and meaningful, the value of that object multiplies far beyond its material cost. The business side of this journey begins naturally when you start sharing your work, photographing your creations in soft, natural light, placing them in cozy living room settings, showing how they bring a sense of calm and connection to modern homes, and telling the story of their origin, because storytelling is not marketing fluff. It is an extension of the craftsmanship itself, and people buy stories as much as they buy objects. Pricing your work as a beginner can feel intimidating, but remember that you are not selling just wood. You are selling time, care, creativity, and a piece of nature transformed by human hands. And when you honor your effort with fair pricing, you also teach your customers to value handmade art in a world saturated with mass-produced decor. Over 30 years, I have seen trends come and go, but the desire for natural, sustainable, meaningful home decor has only grown stronger. And fallen branch art sits perfectly at the intersection of eco-conscious living and emotional design, making it an ideal entry point for beginners who want to build a small business without heavy investment. The real magic, however, happens inside you as a creator, because each project builds not only skill but confidence, resilience, and a deeper understanding of your own creative voice. And I can tell you honestly that the most successful pieces I ever sold were not the ones I planned the most, but the ones I allowed to evolve naturally, guided by the shape of the branch and the feeling I wanted the finished piece to bring into someone's home. As you continue crafting, you will develop your own style, your own signature touch, whether it is the way you polish the surface, the subtle curves you favor, or the types of finishes you choose. And this individuality is what will set your work apart in the marketplace more than any advertising strategy ever could. For beginners watching today, know that your first piece does not have to be perfect. It only has to be real, because every master craftsman started with something rough, uneven, and uncertain. And the only difference between those who succeed and those who quit is the willingness to keep creating, keep learning, and keep believing that their hands can shape something meaningful out of something forgotten. If you are enjoying today's content, if this story has sparked a quiet excitement in your chest or a gentle urge to go outside and pick up a fallen branch of your own, I invite you to like this video, share it with your family and friends who love creativity and nature, and leave a comment telling us what you would love to create from wood, because your engagement helps this community grow and allows us to keep sharing inspiring, grounded, and practical ideas for turning creativity into both beauty and business. As we come to a close, remember that every piece of wood carries a past, and every creator carries a future. And when those two meet with patience, respect, and imagination, something truly special is born. So thank you for spending this time with me, for honoring the quiet power of handmade art, and for being part of a space where fallen branches become living room beauty, dreams become small businesses, and creativity becomes a way of life. And until our next journey together, may your hands stay curious, your heart stay inspired, and your home be filled with stories carved from nature itself.